Hello and welcome, everybody. This is the Daily Dharma number 2 for today. So a second recording and extended from the first. If you'd like to see the way that we worked through the beginning messages, check out the Daily Dharma number 1 from the same time frame. I'll try to link them in the comments or the description box below the video here if you want to follow those links. But to summarize, for those that are not going to go through that whole mess and don't have the time, waiting on these ones yet, just to summarize, the two, I want to call them overstanding oracle cards that came out were from my mixed Kali and Kuan deck. Both 16s came out in and amongst this little lineup here. So we've got quite a few things here talking about like the matriarchal line of the divine feminine. And then later, if you can follow these cards, this pink one here is actually the divine feminine, which comes out with romantic love, which then leads us to this reading where we are going to look at that and look into the archetypal energies that are at play in this romantic relationship. But I believe for some of you, on some level, this upgrade, perhaps at the DNA level, taking us from some type of analog type of traditional wiring systems and energy systems within the self into a high resolution, for some reason I want to say, kind of high performance, like beyond Ethernet type of a connection, where it's no longer duality, it's no longer just about the spectrum, it's multidimensional, it's crystalline, it is instantaneous quantum entanglement with our environment. And so there's a lot of chakra upgrades, and with the 216s corresponding with the tower, look at this. Oh my gosh, I split it to lovers and the temple. All right, we're gonna we're gonna take that for a second. The 2 towers is like a blast through energy, and we're talking about the electrical pulse of the awakening process, and how the great mother, the goddess, the life force energy, even how that great mystery is always growing and evolving, and we are the children of that process, always here, learning, growing, expanding, releasing, unlearning. These are all the prominent ideas from there, from that first reading. And we did talk about how we need to have radical trust. So the first reading was called something about the radical trust fall into the void. Guardian Mahakali working on the details behind the curtain, behind the veil. So yeah. So at the same time as some challenging circumstance, it seems that you're being asked to somehow get this heart upgrade, these other chakras as well at the same time. All chakras are probably firing like crazy. There's a need to get deeply into the body, into the self-care, to self-actualize, some type of return to unconditional divine love in our lives, and have this radical heart expansion at this time. Think like the Grinch who stole Christmas, when he has this huge awakening, heart awakening. And so the lover and the temple is like, how do we return to the center of our own archetypal lover energy? And so some of us are being challenged in different ways than others. But at the end of the day, I just got a huge wave over my third eye, like a dizziness almost. We're being faced with an abundance mentality versus a scarcity mentality, and seeing something that really makes us passionate. It opens our mind. It helps us feel strong and empowered and supported with that authority. It doesn't compromise or try to overpower. It coexists and it's synergistic, and it helps lead us back into opening our hearts, opening our minds, moving beyond the glass ceiling limitation of humans and their materialized thinking. It's like the sooner that we can understand that we too are star beings, even if not divine beings in some people's eyes, this is where we start to understand the truth behind the I am, and to find that true divine love in our lives. So I do have one of these archetypal cards already down. Let's see. A couple more. Take that one. Okay. Underneath we have the crone. This is again the wise goddess energy. The wizened crone is no longer distracted by the superficialities and the false pursuits of appearances and of being objectified in any type of a way. She moves her energy such that she moves into her own power, within the power, the flow of her power, and her sacred power is always interconnected with both earth and heaven. Heaven as cosmic identity. So here we have coming out, we have the temple, the inner sanctuary, as well as this lotus energy. There was also a hashtag lotus in that first title because we've got this turquoise lotus mother with the shining lotus. There is a deep, divine, sacred feminine sanctuary that is being like a light is shining into. Oh, okay. I'm being reminded of some of the kind of prophecy type things that have made their way subtly into the daily dharmas all throughout this year, perhaps culminating sometime around the August 8th, 2024, which is also 2024 add up and reduced down to an 8. That was 888, the Lionsgate portal. And how also the wheel of the year, how the various stations, both 2 solstices, we have 2 equinoxes, and then we've also got your other subsequent 4 spots on the wheel of the year, kind of demarcating the ebb and flow of how time shows itself into a spiral. That's what I want to say for what's coming next here. So coming out next, we've got Thanatos, this spider web energy. I think that's the wheel of the year here, and the way that we spin our energy throughout that lotus process is like being centered, being trusting, being in the flow, being co-creative. And if we must deconstruct or destruct some type of structure or materialization or so forth, let it be co-creative and constructive, reconstructive, recycled energy. And even the way that we ground into the earth or purge energies that challenge us, we can let that energy just go out into the earth and be soothed, but we can also ask that the mother join us in creating something with that energy and bubbling itself, transmuted and transcended back up into the core of our beingness, and then back up into the heavens, restored there and anchored very critically within our cosmic heritage and ancestry, and then back down into the heart center, where we can then transversely offer up that energy, yes, as clear as a crystal bell, above and below, within, without. So that's like the web of life, the wheel of the year. There's energy around that. And then we have the ring, another sacred circle. And the ring talks about the birth portal and that one sacred space in the sky, perhaps even where they have decided not only where the Elohim and the I'm not studied up on this, but this is what I'm getting. There's like the three, Yahweh, Elohim, and is it the, I want to say Shekinah, but whatever. Over there, there's this cosmic birth portal, as well as it's talking about our, I'm hearing the word commitment. So soul contract energy, but our origins of birth and how our consciousness is entangled with some type of more cosmic identity, and how it's like maybe you even have a sacred ring from your perhaps maternal lineage here. Oh, beautiful. We have the eternal child here coming out with the empty room. There's a feminine leadership energy that wants to remind us that we're never abandoned, we're never alone. The one of the first wounds of the human birthed into this cold and uncertain world and reality on planet Earth as we know it is the feeling of separation and the anxiety that ensues from that, and the need to bond, to acquiesce, to allow, to harmonize with things, to create a feeling of belongingness, and where we are compromising and where we are outstanding. And when we're standing outside of, how do we come back to the sacred center within the temple? So I promised you a love reading. This is all the return to the sacred center going on between the dancers of this great mystery here. One card remaining. Transformation 53, 5 plus 3 reduces to an 8. Underneath the deck, radical expansion. Look at that feminine conjuring the heart space within us. So whether you're male or female, the feminine within us is asking us to recognize the demands and the toxicity behind the false masks of the cult behind the culture, and to recognize, I'm hearing the Christ within each other, but also the God and the Goddess within each other, and to hold each other as sacred. Oh my gosh. So we have the heart chakra unfurling back into love. There's a transformation, and it's bringing you back into your sacred center. I can feel the vibrations through my whole body. Here we have root chakra, ground and center your energies. Yes, again, I took a moment in the earlier reading. Deep breath and release. Feel that energy tingling as it moves all the way down, down the legs, tingling throughout the calves, through the soles of the feet, deep into the earth, twirling and wrapping itself lovingly around the core of the earth, and then arising back into the heart center with trust and honor, but also not complacency or apathy, right? We have to break through some of those old paradigm beliefs. Some of the toxicity resides most densely in the root, the plexus, and the heart space. But, you know, arguably within any center, because they're all interconnected. It's like, you know, making a pie, and there's just one piece of disease in it. You know, it's like the whole pie has that sickness. That sickness came out earlier, and I just saw 1444. That's 3 4s, and it was the 44 card here. It said, Oh, no, it was something else. Let's keep going. Radical illumination, understanding the proper use of our energy, how to ascend some type of old cycle or pattern, to surrender appropriately to the flow of our sacred divinity from the sacred sanctuary of centeredness, groundedness, and trust in the beautiful rainbow chakra, rainbow bridges that we are between the conduit we are, the magician, sorcerer, conjurer, whatever fill in the blank light worker that you see yourself as being, between the light and the dark, the above and the below, and witnessing how powerful we are helps us to kind of flip things on their heads and do this ridiculous back bend, this flexible feet underneath. You gotta be kidding me. New blueprints is number 38. So yeah, these new blueprints, this new upgraded DNA or whatever it might be, yeah, those of us on Earth are trying to put it into words that make sense to us. New soul contracts, new DNA upgrades, and these crystalline formations. It's like the ether is finding its way into the space between our molecules, blending and weaving within us. And to the extent that we are not filled with the toxicity, that we don't allow the sickness or the disease to take root within our beingness, we are moving in a step in the right direction. I don't mean to make any type of assertions here about medical. Please do not use me as an excuse not to take care of your health. This is for entertainment purposes only. I just got to put that out there for the powers that be. Take care of yourself. That's what we're doing here. We're taking good care of ourselves, and then we're available for deeper, more intimate, more fulfilling, more uplifting, more transformational love. And that's the new soul contract. It's on the blueprint level, where now we're able to co-create within our partnerships in an unprecedented way from our past and our understanding of those things. Actually, let's let it be with this deck. I'm gonna see. Oh yeah, okay, so I broke the deck into 2 stacks, and the 15 card fire, Solaris Sublime. Look at that Kundalini awakening. We've already got passion here. We're already talking about Shakti energy, especially with this Mahakali and this Maiden Magu energy. This Kundalini arising, this Shakti rising within all of us is this sacred comeback of the divine feminine. And don't worry your heads at all that all of a sudden the women are going to try to, do something nefarious. I don't think that we're looking at extremes when we're talking about the feminine rising. The feminine doesn't tend, there are those operating in their toxicity. The feminines do not tend to operate in a way that tries to dominate or control, but there are definitely manipulators in any gender, any color, size, shape, or whatever. And people can often manipulate out of victimization as well. So we're talking about the wild cards here again, but there's a lot of wisdom coming through the sacred divine feminine, and that is why she's been gagged. That is why she has been reduced and brought to bend in some way. It was because she had the power that somebody else wanted to plug into and siphon from. And so the divine inner child, the eternal child, is also the representation of that sacred feminine energy. The sacred, I'm hearing again, this is a silly one. The sacred center is like the center of the Tootsie Roll. And the wise owl, the lotus mother, wants us to ask how long it will be before we allow the container that blocks us from really accessing our true power located within the grounded, uplifted heart space, the high heart, before that comes online. And that's where we stop seeing our only heart as this, but start to see the cosmic heart, the cosmic good. That's where we start to believe in symbiosis. We've got observation, looking for clues. Let's get into the three-dimensional here, since I promised some romantic stuff. Somebody's looking for evidence here, and it may be both people. Creeping, define your path, opportunity or distraction, medicine or poison, consider the dose. So instead of creeping around and being a creeper, it's all right to look for taps. We all need to be informed. We all need to know what our basis of understanding is, how to discern for the path ahead. We all need to explore to be able to understand what it's like to get burned by fire, right? We've all had to look at a few different opportunities before choosing the right thing at the buffet, so to speak. So we have to consider here, at what point are we just avoiding taking action or making a choice? I'm hearing that Rush song that says, if you choose not to decide, you still have made a choice. Some celestial what? I don't know. Trying to hear the lyrics, but I think that was all that was necessary. If you know the lyrics or you want to check them out and look them up, maybe some messages in there for you. Let's see. So we need to be willing to act, willing to be vulnerable, willing to break through superficial rules of engagement. We need to be able to understand the choice, not from just a series of clues. People can say whatever they want, but how do you feel? How do they make you feel in your body? Do they make you feel sure about who they are? Do they make you feel supported and seen for who the hell you are? So there's some inner conflict. I think for many of you guys, this may also be the love that we have for family, friends, and others that may have let us down or have engaged in values that we saw as less than. There's something here about meeting in the middle in many cases, taken for granted. Yeah, don't be selfish with all that love anyways. That's a lyric from Anako and Medicine for the People song. Talking about don't take your love for granted. Don't take the people in your life for granted. And also, there are so many individuals in this world of all types and walks of life that get so distracted by what a person offers or brings to the table or can provide, or let's say that this is the type of person that, let's say that you're the person that's attracted to the divine feminine. If you're somebody who is attracted to the divine feminine, I'm losing this message here. I don't know if it wants to come fully forward, but don't take for granted all of the goodness that is also there. There was something else. It will come back if it's meant to. Somebody to cuddle, kiss, that wants to be around you with coming to see you. You may be wanting to get together with another individual. Synchronicity, luck, and divine intervention. You may be hoping and wishing to run into somebody indirectly. Chiron, there's some wounding at play. There's some indirect information and approaches because of feeling some type of a way about not being sure about whether you can act or not, or how you'll be received. But Uranus is here again, showing this full moon energy in sacral chakra. It's awakening our belief in ourselves, and also it's awakening the gut instincts and our intuition. Ooh, mood swing drama. Yeah, I don't know if that, I'm going to leave that one for you guys to unpack, because that one has several different directions I could take it. Goat, it stands for greatest of all time, highly protected and favored by the divine. So you are a child of God, goddess yourself, if you believe. Stand firm in your own authority and wisdom to choose to understand what it feels like. Again, talking about muscle testing, for instance, to be able to make your own choices. Intuition, sacred space, lucid, staying aware, protecting your energies, and then speaking out about it. Extroversion, power couple. Keep it simple. I feel you near me when we're miles apart. So there's some type of evidence that somebody is being told to understand that they're not speaking out because they're waiting for something else to change on the outside to give them that clear depiction, or waiting for someone to approach them instead. I'm seeing the camera slowing down and being interfered with here. But there's also the need to take action with this stand firm, to understand how it feels. And then also this can be on the socio-political, cultural type of issues coming up in some of your lives, or in the workplace or something like that. The two of you are standing somehow on similar values, on co-creative structural capacity here. You have the capacity to shift and change something. You both have a strong amount of protection here. If you are wanting to stand up and make a clear, distinct, and simple statement, and you're both manifesting each other, but you've both possibly been dealing with some type of either patriarchal or systemic or father issues coming in and making you question your ability to succeed in some way, or to be worthy, or to have done enough or been enough in your life. I was trying to get a reaction. Somebody's trying to get you to interact with them. So don't be afraid to take the bait on the ones that you do want. And don't be caught into taking the bait on the ones that are just thirst traps and so on. I don't think that that's your gig at this point. There's some new momentum, drive, motive, and speed coming forward, as somebody's really falling for you hard in this next time. This person may have lighter features, eyes, hair, complexion, or maybe going gray. Doesn't have to be. Jupiter is bringing in some expansion. Again, we have that radical expansion. Introvert, intensity does not equal intimacy, and material concerns. Somebody's afraid that they don't have enough. They may be dealing with some money concerns at this time too, or even some repressed self capacity or belief of self. But there's a lot of respect here on the table. So I don't think that that's something you need to be afraid of. I think that with respect coming behind that, somebody has fears on the material level, but we're being told in the Tao here, what do you truly honor? What is better, fame or love? Is it success or connectivity with those that we love? Is it authenticity or some type of tippy-toe falsity in our lives? So somebody's going to be leveling up because it's a value-based, power-based interaction happening on multi-dimensional aspects of your personality, as your chakras are tingling and coming into this they're syncing up, like connecting harmonically across time and space in some type of a way here. There's a completion and leveling up as you synchronize energies with each other and continue to fall and rise into love together here. There's this interconnectivity, both of you upgrading, both of you leveling up in your karmic cycles, releasing, giving way to joy. Yes, and then we have 6666, which is my number of rebalancing karmic deservingness. I don't want to lose myself again, possibly into codependencies, addiction, or meeting the wrong type of individual. So use your throat chakra. Don't miss out on any opportunities. Take time to align yourself with your own energies first. Yeah, and because you'll want to be on your best to be able to be available and to discern between the right and the wrong choices for you. Let's get you one of these romance angel cards to finish up if we have the time here. Vardy. There we go. We got 3 coming out. We have trust. Yes, this is calling for you to have radical trust in your value, in your process, in your becoming. Pay attention to the red flags that somebody here is also giving you so that you can discern and call that forward. But with trust and red flags, you have to trust your gut. When there's a red flag, don't let it be 3 years before you act upon that and get shown. Here we have past life relationship. You've known each other before, and you may have many people that you've known before coming in at this time of re-evaluating our soul contracts. Retreat, take your time, possibly with another here, maybe, maybe not, to get to know each other and pay attention and do your vetting process extremely well, right? Ask the universe to step in and ask, yep, retreat remains on the bottom here. There is somebody here with some deceptive, masked energies, but then there's also this new love and a possible engagement with your energies coming through, and it could escalate into a new, higher form. So I think that you know who we're talking about here. So trust your gut and take good care of yourself, and check back for other messages in the meantime, folks. Thank you so much for coming on board today.